Hello and a very warm welcome back. Today is day 24 of the 30-day reset return to your light. I am truly grateful you have chosen to spend the next few moments with me, and I invite you to find a comfortable position where you can relax without interruption. Perhaps you silence your phone, allow your shoulders to soften, and take a slow, gentle breath. This is your moment to pause, to breathe, to let go, and to begin returning home to yourself. And when you are ready, we're going to begin by taking another slow, gentle breath in and slowly breathe out. Again, breathing in and breathing out. Allow your breath to become soft and natural. Feel the surface beneath you supporting your body. Allow your shoulders to soften that little bit more, your jaw to relax, your hands to become still. For these next few moments, you do not need to know what tomorrow will bring. You do not need to have all the answers. You simply need to be here, breathing, and allowing yourself to imagine. What if something beautiful is still waiting for me? Take another gentle breath, and when you're ready, let's begin imagining yourself once again in your beautiful orange hot air balloon. Dustin the dog is beside you. Your guide is with you. And as the balloon gently rises, you notice something you've never quite noticed before. The horizon. Look at it. The sky stretches endlessly ahead of you. And somewhere beyond what you can currently see, there are places you've never been, experiences you've never had, people you haven't yet met, laughter you haven't yet heard, beautiful mornings you haven't yet woken up to. There are moments waiting in your future that you cannot possibly imagine today. Take a slow breath and let yourself wonder, what beautiful things might still be ahead of me? Sometimes we think hope means believing that everything will work out exactly as we want. Perhaps hope is something much gentler. Hope doesn't need certainty. Hope can simply be, I don't know what comes next, but I'm willing to find out. You don't need to know how everything will unfold. You don't need to have every problem solved. You don't need to have the whole path mapped out. You can simply believe that tomorrow may contain something different from today. And sometimes that little possibility is enough. Take a breath and quietly say, I am open to what is possible. Imagine that your guide places a tiny seed into your hand. This seed represents hope. Look how small it is. It doesn't look like much, but inside that tiny seed is the possibility of something much greater. A whole plant, perhaps flowers, perhaps fruit, perhaps shelter and shade, all hidden inside something so small. Hope can be like that. It doesn't have to begin as a huge feeling. Sometimes hope is simply a tiny thought. Maybe things can change. Maybe I can heal. Maybe I can feel happy again. Maybe something good is coming. Maybe I can begin again. Maybe I can trust myself. Maybe there is still light ahead. Take a slow breath and allow your little seed of hope to rest safely in your hands. If you've been through difficult experiences, you may know that hope can sometimes feel frightening, because when we've been disappointed, we may be afraid to hope again. We might think, what if it doesn't happen? What if I get hurt again? What if I allow myself to believe and then life changes? If that feels familiar, be gentle with yourself. You don't have to force yourself to feel hopeful. You can simply leave the door slightly open. You don't have to say, everything will be wonderful. You can simply say, I am open to the possibility of something good. And perhaps that is enough for today. Your balloon continues to drift gently forward, and then you notice the sunlight changing. The sky is beginning to glow. Soft golden light spreads across the horizon. The sea catches the light and begins to sparkle. The lighthouse stands in the distance, still there, steady, guiding. You realize the lighthouse doesn't need to chase the darkness away. It simply shines. And perhaps hope is like that. Hope doesn't need to pretend darkness doesn't exist. It simply reminds us that darkness isn't the whole story. There can still be light. Imagine now that you can still see yourself standing somewhere in the future. You don't need to know when. You don't need to know where. Simply imagine a version of you who has continued walking. a little older, a little wiser, still perfectly human, perhaps softer, stronger, more trusting. The future self looks back at you and smiles. Perhaps they want you to know something. Listen quietly. Maybe you hear, keep going. Maybe you're doing better than you think. Maybe there is still so much life ahead of you. Or perhaps you hear nothing at all. Just feel the warmth of their presence. You don't need an answer. Simply know your story hasn't finished. Bring your attention back to the little seed in your hand. Imagine placing it gently into the earth. You don't need to know exactly what it will become. You simply give it what it needs. A little water, a little sunlight, a little patience, and then you let it grow in its own time. You don't dig it up every morning to see whether it's growing. You trust. And perhaps that's what we can do with hope. Plant it, nurture it, and allow it to unfold. Not forcing, no rushing, just trust. Take a slow breath. When you are ready, gently repeat these words. I am open to hope. I am open to new possibilities. My story is not finished. There is still beauty ahead of me. I allow myself to dream again. I don't need to know exactly what comes next. I trust life to unfold one step at a time. I believe that good moments can still find me. I welcome new beginnings. I carry light within me. I am returning home to myself. Take one final slow breath in and gently breathe out. Bring your attention back to the image of the sunrise. The light continues to spread across the horizon, and you realize you don't have to see the entire road ahead. You only need enough light to take the next step. Let that thought settle within you. I don't need to know the whole journey. I simply need to trust the next step. Begin bringing your awareness back into the room around you. Notice the surface beneath you. Wiggle your fingers. Move your toes. Stretch gently if you like. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Before we move on to your day, take one moment to look towards the future. Not with pressure, not with expectations, just with an open heart, and perhaps quietly say, I am open to what is possible. Thank you for sharing this peaceful moment with me today. Tomorrow, we'll explore letting go of the need for perfection and discovering the beauty of simply being human. Until then, keep a little space in your heart for possibility. Keep looking forward towards the light and keep following your journey, one gentle step at a time. You take care. Bye for now.